Guys, it's Christina with Leads and Leverage, and I help real estate agents go from unknown agent to dominating their local market while enjoying the entire process. No smarminess, no salesy, cheesy stuff. You actually get to meet people, get to know people, and actually build a great business. That's what I hope you guys do. Today I'm going to talk about what you do, like what happens when you've been like really actively working and everyone decides to wait to buy, or deals you have are going belly up. They're under contract, but they're going belly up, or you're hungry, you're working hard, you're working long hours, and yet nothing seems to be happening. What do you do when the money gets tight, when spirits are low and you're losing your self-confidence? That's what we're going to talk about today. So, and if you guys noticed, also the Ribbit Show is back. This is the first of the Ribbit shows going forward. It is not the first Ribbit show. I don't remember what episode we're on, but we're on a high episode number every single Tuesday at noon Pacific. And unless I'm going to be traveling, which is only about 6 times this year. So unless I'm traveling, I will be here with the Ribbit Show. Hi, you guys. Hi, Lance. Hi, Steve. Hi, Heather. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Misty. Hi, Jimmy. Hi, Millie. Hi, Pam. You guys are awesome. And thank you to one of my awesome Leads and Leverage members for sharing this in the group, sharing the, what do you do? I mean, I use this person's words because it's so true and it resonates with us. What do you do when everyone you're actively working with decides to wait to buy? I know that some people are going to tell you, well, you get your little butt over to script objection training and you get those buyers buying and figure out what their objections are and blah, blah, blah. Why don't you just go punch them in the face and like knock them out and sign their name for them? I mean, that's what it feels like, right? Yeah. When people have very valid reasons to not continue on, let's say the spouse dies, let's say something happens in their life that they need to put buying at a halt. I don't know. What are you going to like totally object? Oh, I'm sorry, your spouse died. Keep going ahead and buying. I mean, hello. If they're nervous about interest rates, if they're nervous about things like that, that's a little bit different. You can talk to them about it. They're wanting you to educate them. But when it comes to like real legitimate reasons that they cannot or deciding not to buy right now, you don't objection them. You don't go through that. You become a real person and you help them and you guide them. But anyway, so what do you do when everyone you're actively working with decides to wait to buy? Deals you have under contract go belly up. When you're hungry, you're working long hours, and yet nothing's happening. We're going to talk about that. So there's actually 2 solutions, 2 pieces to this. Hi, Marie. Hi, Danielle. It's not me that's the mind reader. It is literally one of my members inside Leads and Leverage shared this today, and I was reading it this morning while I was feeling the same way about something in my life. And I was like, so what was funny about this is I was like reading what this person wrote, which was what I'm sharing with you guys today, reading about it going, well, here you do this, 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 and this. And I went, Christina, hello, turn this back on yourself. Would you do this? Yes, I would do this, 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 this. So totally, I just want to say that asking this question and sharing this alone completely helped rearrange my mindset and my thinking. So thank you, first of all. And now I want to help you guys with this. So let's do this. I'm going to come back to all the comments because I want to talk about this. So first of all, there's actually 2 things you need to do, and I'm going to break each one down. The first one is you got to have an immediate solution, because if you're hungry and there's no money and it's stressing you out, there is an immediate solution. So we're going to talk about both of these. Okay. So you have to figure out what you're going to do for the immediate and what you're going to do for the long term. So there's both of these elements that you have going on. In the first one, the immediate. We always want to take care of the immediate because when our bellies are hungry, we don't think straight. We get hangry in life about everything, okay? So the first thing is, if your situation, like if this is going on and you're just like, and you're frustrated, you really need to do 2 things. You need to reduce your expenses and you need to increase your income. Right. Okay, that's the immediate solution, right? We know that. Okay, so it doesn't actually mean you need to work more hours unless you're not really working enough and doing the right things, but the things you do are important. So the first thing is reduce your expenses. What could you reduce? What could you take out? So I just give you a little story on this, very light story. We have, I made a mistake and we have a beautiful surprise of massive taxes. Okay. I didn't save enough. That was one of two mistakes. I didn't save enough. So the minute I got that amount, I was like sick to my stomach and in, oh crap, what do I do? I don't know what I'm going to do mode. Right. And so I was like, okay, what's the first thing I'm going to do? I'm going to cut everything out of my life. That's the first place my head went. Reduce all my expenses. I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute, Christina, let's get real. Why don't we go through our business and our personal expenses and actually look at the things that maybe we've been adding on that are fluff? So not cutting everything out, but let's just get rid of some of the fluff first. So for example, in our personal, one of the things we had under our Amazon Prime, we had a subscription to like a movie station or a TV station. It was a Broadway station. And that's like $10 a month and stuff. And it's not a big deal, but it was like, you know what, let's go ahead and get rid of that for right now. Under business, I had already been thinking about getting out of a couple of memberships that I was in because I'm really focusing on one training, one mentor, one everything this year. And I just hadn't made the move to do that. And so this was like, okay, I need to make this move. I will do that. So I did that. So I went ahead and got rid of a couple things. And so then it was like, okay, what else can we get rid of? And so my husband, we have a yard. My husband cannot mow the lawn because he's allergic to grass. So I want a husband that actually can breathe. And so I just was like, ask my son. We have a son that we have 3 of our sons that live with us. One is deployed, one's 15 and does school full-time, and the other one is working full-time and saving for a house. And so we just asked them, hey, you guys, can you mow the lawn every single week instead of us hiring the lawn service for this month? We told them why. And so we went through that. Those are kind of some of the things we did. We didn't want to cut out things that would prevent us from growing in the business. Okay. So that meant that I'm not going to mow the lawn because my time is best spent with you guys. But that did mean that we're not going to get rid of everything. We're not going to cut losses on everything because we need things that do help us move forward in our business and our growth. Because the first thing is reduce expenses. And the second thing is increase income. So how do you increase income as immediately as possible as a real estate agent? So this is all part of the first immediate solution. Remember, there was 2 solutions to this. First one is immediate. So this is the immediacy. All right. So number 1, you have to, first of all, know, where is your mind dwelling? Where is your mind at? Are you focusing on negative scarcity or positive abundance? So this is the biggest piece. I probably should have talked about this first before I jumped into like what to do on the reduce and increase spot. But if you're dwelling too long on where the heck you currently are, you're going to keep, and I don't like this word because we use it really like we can manifest a car. I don't like this word, but you're going to manifest what you keep dwelling on. Where attention goes, energy flows. What you focus on expands. So if you keep focusing in the negative, if you keep focusing in the panic, you're going to stay there. It's just that psychologically, that's where it is. It's like, so you need to make sure that you get your little butt out of that space. So you're there in that space, go real quick through, okay, think of it realistically. What expenses could we reduce? What are fluff expenses? Or what are some temporary ones that we could reduce? Number 1, to get yourself like cut yourself back a little bit, but then you need to immediately go into the positive abundance space, and what you focus on expand. You need to get, I know there's so much panic, Heather. You need to get yourself from okay, I have to stop panicking about this and I have to have a solution. So and this is still immediate. This is still the immediate stuff. So reduce the expenses, but then second, you've got to increase the income. And here's the number one thing. If you've been in business for more than a year, if you've had transactions, you need to go to your past clients. The very first thing is you need to do stuff for your past clients. If you've had several years of transactions and you've had people buy houses from you, go use the monthly marketing plan that I give you guys every single month. Use that to connect with your people that you've sold a house to and do CMAs for them. Don't call them CMAs, but do it exactly the way that I talk about inside the monthly marketing plan. So this is where you're going to go for those of you who are not members. What you want to do is you want to go through, say in May, it's May right now, people have purchased homes in the past through you. You're going to call them and just say, hey, this is blah, blah, blah. I put together a home value report for you. It's your anniversary, whatever anniversary it is. I would like to send that to you. Or actually you say, I'm going to send that to you. Do not ask permission. You do it and you offer it as a gift. This is not a, hey, I want referrals. This is not a, hey, are you thinking about selling? This is a, hey, it's been 1 year, 2 years, 5 years since you moved into your home. I thought this might be valuable for you, so I'm going to send it to you. And just say, okay, and you can expect for it. So phone call, send that thing via snail mail, then 5 to 7 days after you've sent it. And if you can actually physically have the time to go to their door, go give it to them. Drop it at their door instead. Then 5 to 7 days after you've mailed it to them or delivered to them, follow up with a phone call. Did you have any questions? Did you notice that your value had gone up or gone down? Have you, that first phone call, ask them what they've done to the house. What have you done to the house, or what damage do you have on the house that would maybe affect your value right now, so that I can get this correct for you? You really need to make sure that you do that. So if you have past clients, absolutely do this. This is number one. If you do not, and if you do not have past clients, or if you do have past clients and you want to do this, then do this number two. You need to get your little booty out and have coffee with people. This is also on the monthly marketing plan. Need to get out, have coffee with people. And don't go with, hey, I want business. Remember, one of the biggest things you can do for yourself, one of the best ways, and this is actually, they talk about this in the Bible, that if you go serve someone else, you quickly forget your own problems. So if you're out to help other people, you'll forget that not forget in a terrible way, but forget in a good way. You won't focus on the negative aspects of where you're at. You'll be focused on helping other people. So take people out for coffee. Ask them this question. This question, hands down, is the best question on the friggin' planet. The question is, what is your number one struggle with XYZ? Enter what? Are they a stay-at-home mom? What is your number one struggle as a stay-at-home mom? What is your number one struggle as a mother of preschoolers? What is your number one struggle in your insurance business? What is your number one struggle at your restaurant? Depending on what they do, who they owe. What is your number one struggle in your current job? Insert the current job. You want them to open up to you. You want them to feel like you're there for them to help them. Because here's the thing. When you listen to people, they love you. They feel like that you've done something for them that nobody else has done, because we don't listen. And when you can do that, and also not only that, when you start going, oh, this person is looking for a job as a chef, and this person just opened a restaurant and they're having a hard time with their chef, maybe I should connect them. Or this person is this and that person's that, connect them. You can make connections for people. And the more people you talk to and hear about this is huge. Now, I know what you're thinking. How's that going to get me business? Because there's a wonderful thing called the law of reciprocity. When people feel like you've done something for them that's good, that's valuable, that's not a sales pitch, that's not you trying to get business from them, they feel like they owe you. And there's a loyalty that's built there. So just keep banking up that good karma. if you will. Just keep banking up that loyalty by helping people and serving people. So Heather, coffee under what pretense? Just to say, hey, let's go out for coffee. So it could be anybody. You can start with a couple people just outside your industry, or a couple people in town that you know, or people I typically tell our members to go through their Facebook friends list and start reconnecting with those people. Doesn't matter. Just go like, hey, let's go for coffee. And here's the thing. Most people say, yeah, we should get together. Yeah, we should get together. And they don't. Be different. Be that person. This will get you within, if you do this, if you do 3 or 6 per week or 9 per week, even if you're like dead and desperate, do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, do 3 on Monday, 3 on Wednesday, 3 on Friday. Boom, 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 boom. Do 3 a lot, do a lot. I usually say do 3 a month, do a lot right now. But take notes so you remember what people's problems and struggles are so you can mix them together, get them together. You're going to get people go, well, how can I help you? What can I do? Just say, well, just be on the lookout for anybody. I'm really looking for listings right now. Our market is tight and I'm looking for sellers. I'm looking for people who want to sell their home and really take advantage of what's going on in our market. Or I'm looking for people when they ask you, don't volunteer it. When they ask you, they will. They'll ask you. They're going to be on the lookout. And then you can follow up and have coffee with them again. Hey, did you ever, from your perspective of helping them, hey, did you ever connect with blah, blah, blah? Well, I met so-and-so. Be that connector for right now. Be that person who's helping people in these ways. All right. So that was the immediate solution. The immediate solution is 1, you got to reduce the fluff. And 2, you've got to increase the income. And I told you how to do it if you have past clients and if you don't have past clients. Okay. The second thing, you cannot stay in the immediacy. You got to get through it, but you cannot stay in the immediacy, because staying in the immediacy is what gets us into the problem over and over and over again. It gets us into that feast, famine, feast, famine, feast, famine. And we never get off that hamster wheel, right? So we need to be focusing on a future solution as well. What are you telling yourself when you get busy? I see this happening all the time, both in business with clients, with people applying for jobs, with people running post-engagement ads, okay? Or running ads on Facebook. This is what happens. They're like, oh, okay, I got this. I'm busy right now. An agent, I got these. I'm working with these 3 buyers right now. I'm busy right now. I'm real estating. I'm making it. I don't have time to do the marketing, to do all the other stuff. I'm too busy. Somebody applying for a job. I really want this job and apply for it. I have an interview in a week, and then I'll know 2 weeks from now. They stop applying for other jobs while they wait for the results of that one. And then they don't get it. You don't stop applying. You keep going. Same thing with people running ads. I see agents running ads constantly. They'll run an ad and they'll leave it and go, okay, do I stop that one and start another one? No, you need to have several going on, layering, never stopping, never ceasing. You never want the momentum to stop. Same thing when it comes to business, your real estate business. You can't stop the daily consistency of meeting with these people for coffee, 3 or 4 a month. You cannot stop the daily engagement on Facebook. You cannot stop the ads. You cannot stop connecting with your past clients. You cannot stop doing that. Those are priority. And here's what happens. We get into this state where we're in this panic react mode and we stop, we think reduce expenses or whatever, and we cut everything out, which then cuts out what actually brings us business. And we focus on this panic react, but all we ever do is stay in that sense of lack. We stay in that scarcity. So you need to focus on other people's problems. 1, so go to coffee with people, help them. That'll help. And 2, you got to make sure you stay in consistency. It's huge. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. If you take your energy off the daily stuff that you need to do, not the long hours and not the showing property, but the daily, I need to get this many people into my list every single day. I need to see this many faces every single day. I need to, that's where the basis comes down to. Even when we're busy, we can't stop doing that. And guys, I struggle with this too. I struggle with this because I get busy. Like I just closed enrollment for a course. I have an awesome members in the membership. I am now working with members and I'm working on the course. And I can't stop the list building. I cannot stop growing for the next time that I offer a course or the next time that I open the membership. I can't stop doing that. So you have to take care of the business that's there at hand and take care of those people, but you cannot stop the growth. You cannot stop the daily consistency, which is why, thank you very much for this whole post today. Because saying this and doing this reminded me that, you know what, Christina, you haven't been doing the Ribbit Show. And that is that's your number one way of helping people. Why aren't you doing it? Yeah. So that reminded me. So as I'm writing this going immediate and future, I'm like, I'm not doing the future. What the heck? So I'm like very thankful that you brought this up and that you shared this. So now let me go through an idea. Pam, that's awesome. Idea for your weekly email. Let me go through this. Heather, hopefully you got that coffee answer. Danielle, where can I find the monthly marketing plan? It is for Leads and Leverage members inside the membership. So it's just inside the membership. And if you want to get notified, and like when I do more stuff like that, you guys type live notify in the comments. I did not know that this would look like this. I thought it would just pop up as an agenda thing. So that's very weird that it's doing that. Let me show this one. Let me show this one and see if this works instead. It's not working, guys. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why it's not showing that. So I will just do this one. All right. So so let me scroll down. So Heather says the big extensive CMA or brief one line type. Okay, you're actually going to send them a nice big extensive CMA. It's not going to be that most of you are not going to have more, like hundreds of people every single month. But if you do, awesome. Have a VA like gather the stuff for you. But right now you're going to send those out right now. And remember, it's a follow-up process. You're going to put it together. You're going to call them and make sure there's no major changes and say, hey, I know you'll need this. Are there any changes to your home or your property that I need to include on this for you? And then send it to them or drop it off for them. And then, so this is like every couple days. And then your next thing is you're going to follow up. Do you have any questions about this, what I just sent you? Do you have any questions about your home value? I noticed a couple things, any things that are out of order, anything like that, help them with that. So you're going to have 3 touches with that one person or that one people this week, or not this week, this month. All right. So then there is totally so much panic, Heather. I totally get it. And yes, absolutely. The key is getting yourself out of the panic and out of the react mode. Definitely put a solution in place now for immediacy. That is important. You need an immediate solution. You need immediate action that you can take. Your action begets your priorities. So your immediate action that you can take right now that will help get you through this has to be. But we also have to remember that in real estate, what we do now is reflected 100 days from now. So if you're very busy and you're working with clients and stuff right now, but you're not doing any lead generating, in 100 days, you're going to be hungry. So we have to remember that. So we have to make sure that we're consistent, remember that consistency. So, all right, Carla says, I'm so sick of open houses on weekends while my family is without me, being told I suck because I don't want to do cold call. That's why I joined LNL. You know what? Why don't you do open houses on weekday evenings, like during the rush hour, 5 to 7 or 4 to 6, or during lunches during the week when people are at lunches. Instead of doing them on the weekends, and you don't like to be away from your family, then do them during the week. That's what we did. I mean, well, I didn't do open houses. I'll be honest. I did not do open houses because I wasn't going to be away. But you could do that and do them during, like I said, a lunch hour or right after work, like 4 to 6, 5 to 7. I would say 4 to 6 because you'll get most of those people. Make sure you do them in a busy location. That's the key. Mind reader. Oh my goodness, this is happening to me right now. Sellers deciding to rent it out instead. Buyers that can't buy today and we close on our own house next week. Yeah, it's really interesting because right now in our market, people are getting really good rents. It's really, really hard to not get a good rent in our market right now. It's not 2004 and 6 all over again, quite. But it is interesting to see the number of apartment complexes going up around here, huge amounts, like doubling in size. And the number of people renting, et cetera. Like we were renting before we bought our house, and we'd been renting for 3 years because we had traveled before and didn't intend on actually, we sold our residence and didn't actually intend on stop traveling. But we did. And we ended up renting for 3 years because then I think I've told this story before. We were waiting for my parents to buy, et cetera. So we rented longer than we expected. But we were in a very inexpensive rental. I meaning like, because we'd had it for 3 years, rents had really cranked up in that time frame. So when we said, hey, we found somebody to take over our lease, they were like, no, actually, we want to just cancel your lease, because they were able to get like $700 more a month on our lease than what we were paying. So rents are up right now in our market. So but here's the thing. When those people are saying that they want to rent instead of sell their house, stay on them, because in 6 months, 8 months, they're going to want to sell, because most people hate the idea of being a landlord. Even if they have a property management company doing it, they hate that idea. So just be aware of that. Stay on that. Yeah, script objection BS. Totally get it. Hi, Clive from England. One of my sons just went through England the other day. This is a timely topic. I agree. Hi, George from Idaho. Spirits low. Yeah. So, okay. So let me go into the, Sarah says, when in a panic mode, I become paralyzed and fearful of moving forward and taking action. Yes. This is hard, you guys. It's totally not like me to take action and follow through with my routine and things I know will move me forward. But when you do everything you're supposed to do and somehow the crap still happens, it's hard to maintain the routine. I hate it when that happens. Yes, it does. And like I said, your mindset, where your mindset is, really, really matters. So what I told you guys earlier, what I've been struggling with, I was struggling with the overwhelming feeling of the taxes that we have due. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just struggling with it. And so it was reflecting in my eating, and that was reflecting in how I felt about things. And so I was like, okay, I'm just perpetuating a cycle. This is not going to work. I'm still focusing on getting things done, but nothing extra. And so I knew that. And I was like, also knew I was kind of wallowing without realizing I was wallowing. It was like kind of a fog or a haze. And so I really just was like, oh, so that's one thing. This is completely off of this, you guys. One thing you can really do is change what you're eating, because what we eat affects our brains. And I would really encourage you to look at keto, no grains, no sugars, no starches, and get your body off of the processed stuff. It seems like a lot of work. It's not as much as you think. But over the last several days now, I was like, I have to take control of this again. I was eating sugar and I started feeling like it. And now I'm like, oh goodness, I feel better, because Tony Robbins says when you change your state, you change your actions, and your actions change your life. You have to change your state first, your mindset, what you feel like, what you're doing. So when you get in that panic mode, do Mel Robbins, so not both Robbins, but Tony Robbins says, change your state, change your action, change your state, change your mind, change your actions, change your life. Boom. Mel Robbins says, give yourself the 5-second rule. Know that you're going to go do something and go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and take action and do it. Do not let yourself do anything else. Make yourself do it. So you want to do that when you get in that panic mode. If you know that you get into that panic mode, have something set up. Say, okay, when I get into that panic mode, I will do this. And it could be something as simple as walking 500 steps inside your house or your office. It could be something as simple as that, okay? Or walking for 5 minutes. But here's what you do. If you're like, yeah, but I never want to take action, then that's where you use the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You go, okay, the next time I feel like this, I will do this. And then you go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up and do it. Like, don't even give yourself time to think about it. Just get up and do it. You're changing your state. Once you change your state, you change your mindset. Once you change your mindset, you change your actions. And actions will change your life. So those are the kinds of things to do. So I gave you practical and like short-term, long-term stuff like that. Haley says, I offered to send regular CMAs too, so I'll stay on top of them. They're also moving out of state, so I can imagine they're going to love that. No, they probably won't. And it's probably just less stress for them right now doing that. And hopefully they're using a good property management company. Yes, sugar is your number one energy, but so is high sugar fruit. So is grains and starches. They all act like sugar in our bodies. Body does not know an orange from a Snickers bar. Doesn't know it. Sees the sugar like that, and that's what happens. So yeah, be aware of that. That is right. Think a thought, happy or sad. Emotions are ultimate resource. Not me saying Tony Robbins. Yeah, I'm going through Tony Robbins' book, Money, Master the Game right now. He's just so full of stuff. He's so full of good stuff. I love that. So yes, you guys. So hopefully this has helped. Let me know. So we have, let me kind of recap this. Okay. So when you're feeling like this, number one, you have to do two things. You have to have an immediate solution and a future solution. The immediate solution, yeah, you got to reduce some expenses, but only reduce fluff. Two, you got to increase income. And I talked about working with your past clients, how to do that, and going to coffee. Those two things. And because of doing that, those will set you out into I'm serving other people, I'm helping other people, which helps take your mind off of the negative, off of what's going on. And you're focusing on helping someone else and serving someone else. And pretty soon you feel better. It's pretty amazing how that works. Then the future solution, you've got to always remember that what you do every single day, especially in real estate, what you do today is your dinner or not 100 days from now, literally. And so that's what you have to be really aware of, that today, if you decide, oh, I'm just going to live like this, it's just today. It's not today. It's your results 100 days from now. And not only that, if you stay where you are for the next 100 days, that's the result of next year. That's what next year is going to be like. You're going to be a year behind. So don't get behind in this. Like, remember that. Just stay consistent. And you've got to remind yourself that every action that you take affects 100 days and it affects 1,000 days. It affects it. It is not just a one-day action. Awesome, Indy. That's great, you guys. So let me know, like always in the comments below, what you think. And if you want something else like this next week on The Ribbit Show, because I really want to help us attack the stuff that really attacks us. Like this was I'm so thankful. I will not say your name, but I'm so thankful to this member for bringing this up, because I realized I immediately had a solution for her. And then it was like, wait a minute, this is what I need to be using for me. This is how I need to be doing that. So it was just really wonderful to see the same struggle, number one, and to see the same solution both ways. It does. And it's simple to say. It's not always easy to do, because we're dealing with this guy, and this guy is flippin' fickle. Your brain is fickle. And your brain is going to be dictated to your mood, your feelings. They're all dictated to by this little guy or big guy, whatever. And so it's neuroplasticity. We need to train our brains. Yeah, lots to do. Thank you, guys. Yes. So Heather, go ahead and just like post in the members group what you want me to talk about next week. And I will. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. I'm going to end this now, but this was, so next week at noon Pacific, we will do another episode of The Ribbit Show. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much.